The wait is finally almost over. The iPhone X is set to launch in less than 48 hours, and we were able to get a quick glance at a unit before the phone is available to the general public on Friday. Hey everyone, Dan with MacRumors, and this is a quick look at the all-new iPhone X. Now before we get started, I would like to note that this model is definitely a demo unit and not a final retail version. It is important to note this because during my limited testing, I have found certain settings to be missing and features like Face ID to be disabled. We will definitely have a more in-depth look at the iPhone X when we unbox our retail unit this Friday. So the first thing I noticed when I held the iPhone X in my hands was that this was a perfectly sized phone, but wow, does this thing have some weight to it. The weight is probably due in part to the all glass and stainless steel design. Now I'm personally a fan of the new glass backing that was recently featured in the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus as well. One design change to note is the elongated power button. It's definitely a noticeable difference, especially to longtime iPhone users. The button isn't quite a dedicated power button though. The button will act as a way to access Siri and Apple Pay. In fact, in order to access the power off menu, you have to hold down the power and volume down buttons simultaneously. It's a bit strange, but I'm a fan of how much easier it is to access Apple Pay with a double tap of this button. Finally, the star of the new design show is the near edge-to-edge display. This display is beautiful and wraps perfectly around the entire front, except for that giant notch on the forehead. To be honest, it took me all of 2 minutes to forget the notch was even there. However, in apps that are not iPhone X optimized or when watching videos, the notch does make an ugly reappearance into your life. Now you can toggle the notch on or off in the TV app, but you will get some weird letterboxing. Since this device is a demo unit, we can't dive more into the Face ID feature, but we can talk about another feature that makes use of why the notch exists in the first place, and that is Emojis. Personally, I can't imagine this being a feature that I will use all of the time, but it's certainly cool at how well the emojis can adapt to your facial expressions and movement. I'm also pretty sure this will be a hit amongst some of the younger folk out there, but it's nice to see some fun every once in a while, and Emojis are certainly fun to mess around with. Since Face ID is the new way to unlock your device, this means Touch ID was rendered expendable and thus removed from the iPhone X's design. This also means that we have an all new set of gestures to use in order to operate your phone's multitasking functions and home button. Right now, especially since I'm not used to it, I find myself wondering if this was the right move or not. The phone is a great size, but since it's a bit on the taller end, it's hard to reach your thumb down in the exact spot of the screen and swipe up to exit an app or swipe up with a slight pause to access multitasking. I am a fan, however, of the ability to swipe across the bottom of the phone to easily switch between apps. It works really well and seems much easier or faster than swiping up with a delay to see the rest of your opened apps. Now, since the swipe up gesture is reserved for home button functionality, this means the control center has moved to the top right corner swipe down, and notifications can appear with a top left corner swipe down. Again, this is all going to take some getting used to. Finally, the camera has also changed a bit. And of course, this is for the better. The cameras are now placed vertically on the back with OIS featured in both the standard and telephoto lens. We will test the camera out more in the days to come, but after using the iPhone 8 Plus, I'm fully expecting some pretty great photos. To sum it all up, the iPhone X is certainly a different device than what we're used to, and although it can have a slight negative impact in early day-to-day use, it's what longtime iPhone users have wanted, a different iPhone experience than the previous 4 models. So keep it locked to the MacRumors channel for extensive coverage on the iPhone X in the days/weeks to come, and be sure to let us know your thoughts on the new iPhone X in the comments down below. Thanks everyone for watching, this has been Dan with MacRumors, and I will see you all next time.